Everyone, so welcome to Striking Month in Krav Maga at Kaya, and what we're going to start with is going to be setting the stage and making sure that we understand some of the pros and cons of strikes in a self-defense context. All right, let's start with some of the things that are good, and that can be good for us when we're hitting somebody or good for somebody else when they're hitting us. Right, number one, it's easy to do a lot of damage quickly with strikes, right? If you learn how to target, hit hard, or you can surprise somebody and hit really, really hard, there's a very good chance you're going to do damage and get a positive outcome, right? Depending whether, that could be the person trying to hurt you, their positive outcome would be you getting hurt, or you hurting them to stop them from hurting you, all right? So we can do a lot of damage quickly. That's a good positive for us. The other one is it's easy to overwhelm somebody with strikes if we move forward and throw aggressively and quickly, even if your target selection, power generation aren't great, right? So these are some things that are good. Let's look at some of the things that are bad, right? Number one, right, being able to predict the exact outcome of a strike is difficult, right? In other words, I can load up a shot that's really, really hard. The person will flinch in the last second and I happen to not hit the right spot or miss, right? If that's the case, they might even take my hardest shot and just going to go, boom, that's all you got, right? Or I might miss altogether. Alternatively, I might throw a glancing blow and knock somebody out, right? So being able to predict that is hard, right? That means we have to consistently improve our target selection, timing, speed, power, accuracy, all these things in order to maximize our chances of getting the outcome that we want. That's one. Two, right? It's easy to injure yourself when you're hitting something. Right? If you hit at a wrong angle, you can tweak your wrist, knuckles, whatever that is. Again, we have to consistently train to make sure that we minimize the chance of that happening. Okay, so those things are things to keep in mind. Now from there, what we want to talk about is preemptive striking, right? The idea of being first. And from a survival perspective, right, waiting for somebody to attack you and then doing something is a really bad idea. Right? Reaction is faster than reaction. Mentally, you're putting yourself on the back foot. There are a lot of things that can go wrong if we're waiting for somebody to throw a strike at us and then defend it. Right? So ideally, it's better for us to preemptively strike. However, there are very serious consequences for doing that. Right? From a legal perspective and a whole bunch of other things, which we'll talk about in a separate video. So with the idea of preemptive striking, the gist of it is this, right? Better for us to go first. However, I need to make sure I've eliminated every other solution, essentially, before I go first. In other words, have I tried to avoid, de-escalate, run away, whatever it is? Do I have any other options? If not, and the person is definitely 100% going to do me harm, I would rather go first. Okay? We'll talk about use of force in the next video. Let's start with these ones and see how you go.